Level 1. Thin file decline. Not long after school, at 19, you earn $1,800 a month when the lender system flashes a red decline. You freeze, with a taped sneaker box pressed against your chest. A rolling cart rattles as you haul size runs down the stockroom corridor. You wear the plastic employee lanyard over a faded hoodie at checkout. Before the manager reaches the shelf, you match mismatched shoe labels to the barcode sheet. You tap a worn prepaid card with numbers rubbed nearly blank. The cashier asks for repayment history before the register can continue. You break delivery cartons into a crushed cardboard bale near the fitting rooms. Near the employee lockers, you check the cracked phone screen between shifts. You stack high tops by color without blocking the crowded aisle. At returns, you count paired shoes while food court speakers pump music into the hall. You answer the assistant manager after checkout holds the line.
The plastic lunch container slides into your sagging backpack when you pack for the bus. You photograph deposits beside payroll alerts to prove steady work. Mall security floods the packed sneaker counter with white light as shoppers crowd ahead. You sweep torn packing tissue from the stockroom concrete after closing. On the bus, shoe boxes wedge below your knees while you grip the seat rail. You hear the support agent repeat that thin files limit approvals. At the shelter entrance, your shoe kicks a loose pebble across wet concrete. You line pay dates beside the folded shift schedule. Receipts stay flat in the shoebox below your bed because you keep them pressed under a lid. You learn on support chat that underwriters mark thin cash flow as invisible risk. Your roommate jokes that apps need references from the shared bunk. You wipe mall salt from scuffed work sneakers before bed. After closing, you clock out once you restock the final display wall. You watch strangers receive approvals faster at the neighboring card reader. Each deposit stays saved because lenders trust recorded repayment more than promises. You straighten the lanyard at the rain-spotted glass door before leaving. The cracked phone shows a blank approval timeline while you study the screen. You set the first repayment reminder before buying anything bigger. Level 2. On-time starter. 2 years later, at 21, your income crosses $2,700 a month as the lender app shows green approval. You exhale with both hands gripping the laminate kiosk edge. The cashier slides the boxed laptop across glowing glass. You set autopay before leaving the electronics aisle. A blue debit card backed by regular deposits lands in your pocket. You choose work shirts from clearance hangers at the discount racks. The cashier warns that late paychecks shrink future offers. You unwrap the refurbished smartphone box on the rented room bed. Delivery packages pile up only after you carry them to the rented room door. You time small purchases after payday calendar alerts land. From the mailbox, your hands pull out the starter credit card. You fold laundry while the phone buzzes with installment alerts at the folding table. Before the return window closes, you bring back the headphones. You hear your roommate question the pieced-out packages near torn mailers. Small tickets stay small because clean repeats raise trust. You check bank notifications between dryer cycles at the laundromat. The electronics display wall flashes green approval lights from programmed LEDs. You peel protective film from the laptop keyboard. Delayed payroll threatens the next automatic payment on your calendar. You snap upright on the orange bench when the alert hits. The payroll clerk says deposits will miss the weekend. You face higher offers that the app keeps behind a gray lock. Grocery money moves first because you transfer it to cover the installment. You eat noodles from a cup beside the open laptop setup. The laptop rides in a padded second-hand sleeve against your ribs. You hear the teller say, "Deposits look steadier now." Paid confirmations line the wall because you tape them like train tickets. You laugh too loudly when the cleared payment chime rings. At the jacket rack, your hand leaves the sneaker display untouched. You repeat small paid tickets until the app extends the purchase history bar. Level 3. Trusted repeat payer. By 24, payroll deposits of $4,800 a month clear after your loading bay shifts. You peel protective wrap from the delivered couch. At the showroom sectional, you compare installment lengths on the tablet. You link payroll deposits without exposing spending history. The upgrade clerk scans your account and unlocks a new phone. You measure the mattress gap against the brass elevator rail. Before movers cross fresh paint, you tape floor arrows to the hall. You pay early because boring repayment unlocks bigger baskets. From the stacked furniture boxes, you scan mattress warranty codes. You block the salesman pushing unnecessary fabric protection. Lease keys hit your apartment hook after you hang them by the door. You slide cards into a slim black wallet. After your late shift, the hex key turns as you assemble dining chairs. You choose auto-pay dates after commission deposits land. A support agent keeps arguing while you stand near the dented bed frame carton. You photograph clean corners before accepting delivery. Charger cords land in the walnut nightstand drawer after you sort them by length. You set the paid-off laptop on the glass coffee table. Your cousin asks for a luxury console, and you refuse. You carry flattened boxes toward the freight room cart. During dinner, relatives text shopping links to your phone. You exhale hard at the balcony railing. Family favors stay separate because you protect your repayment pattern. You tell your aunt the account is not communal. Magnet strips hold each payment plan label by payoff month after you place them. You test the recliner side button after closing a chat case. Friends gather around snacks in the finished living room. You watch the lender app display higher approval after a clean payoff. The payment plan folder shuts under your hand, and you keep repayment boring for bigger baskets. You file the next reminder before anyone can turn your account into a favor. Level 4. Merchant with BNPL Checkout. At 29, you run a curbside sneaker line that pays $18,000 a month. You fold hoodies at the slotted display wall. The receipt printer spits split pay slips while the weekend drop sells out. You add BNPL so hesitant shoppers choose larger carts. At the counter, your hands load hang tags into the orange price gun. You calm a shopper whose installment approval times out. Glossy logo tape seals each branded box after you press it flat. You scan hoodies into the purple drop bin. Store carpenters replace folding racks with lit shelves at the wall. You position premium bundles where split pay softens sticker shock. Waiting drivers crowd the curb while your staff stack courier bags into a mound. You slap labels onto midnight orders in the back room. The courier hesitates until you push him to take overflow bags. You roll inventory into the blue storage unit. At your belt, the portable POS terminal clips into place when you secure it. You count empty chrome hangers after the last hoodie leaves. Caps move with hoodies because you bundle them to lift each basket. You argue with the provider on a headset over frozen payouts. Return addresses stamp cleanly after you press the ink plate onto outgoing mailers. You refill size dividers while customers press forward. The risk system locks suspicious orders and blocks the payout pipeline. You slam the cracked tape gun at the packing table. A reseller carries mismatched names on a duffel bag, and you confront him. You hold shipments until identities match the payment trail. Sold-out tags hang while you stack unsent parcels below them. You negotiate partial release with the risk analyst on speakerphone. Metal cage shelving lines the stockroom after contractors finish the build-out. You open the new room and assign each section by drop date. Staff fill the loading zone with outgoing bags near the bollards. You lift the split pay checkout placard, knowing shoppers now fund your growth. Level 5. Risk-approved merchant portfolio. At 36, you lead the account manager into a return pallet canyon while take-home pay hits $85,000 a month. You walk financed baskets across the sofa showroom. Drivers idle branded trucks near the dock doors. You pair high-approval items with repeat buyer financing. At the chart, lender bonuses stay in your column because you keep volume clean. You push the manager to explain refund spikes. Appliance orders reach driver staging only after you check each ticket. You guide service clerks as they separate returns from exchanges. Forklift operators weave between financed goods stacked overhead. You spot serial returners by delivery route patterns. Near the mattresses, you argue reserve terms with the lender rep. You reroute sectional deliveries around frozen cash. The staffed counter buzzes with pickups while you step past the queue. You sort replacement remotes into trays at the open cartons. Buyer identity must match delivery before you release the tickets. You hear the vendor demand payment before releasing recliners. At the dock, your palm slams the red buzzer after payout freezes. You pull store managers into the warehouse aisle. The partner hid a backlog behind clearance returns and you find it. You inspect curling refund labels on unopened pallets. The partner blames crews while lenders wait on speaker.
You split risky orders from clean repeat accounts. Delivery teams stall below return stacks that reach the ceiling. You cross warehouse racks filled with finance televisions. The fraud reviewer demands proof before settlement release. You call each store manager from the stair rail. Returns cost you because lenders claw back bad tickets. You tape suspect orders for manual customer calls. Pickup lanes gain return controls after you build them into the process. You place risk staff at the empty fraud desk chair before adding more volume. Level 6. Platform owner. At 44, you receive the bank partner's congratulations as platform take reaches $420,000 a month. You visit merchants testing your payment flow. A crowd watches the checkout screen flash the first approval across the halo. You explain that merchants pay you because each checkout carries fees. Fraud analysts stand with you at the transaction map wall and tune rules. You hear the old merchant admit BNPL now moves inventory.
Checkout terminals carry your logo as you walk past them. You greet success staff onboarding regional shops. Flagship shoppers snake below launch banners toward your payment option. You tell lender partners they fund baskets while you control data. Fraud clusters show on the map before stores report losses. You face the banker in the marble room as she demands tighter approvals. During rollout night, your driver carries you between stores. You step onto the conference stage beneath the company mark. Merchant success staff answer rollout calls in tight rows. You balance approval growth against lender losses. The compliance officer challenges checkout wording aloud. You face the regulator questioning disclosures before national rollout. At the espresso cup, one laugh escapes before you send teams store to store. You watch engineers push copy changes to flagship terminals. The merchant complains that longer wording slows approval lines. You shorten language without hiding repayment risk. Store teams relight your payment option across the national map. You accept bank folders in the guarded boardroom. Each checkout adds data after shoppers choose your button. You press the approval policy switch, deciding who gets trusted. Conference lights flare as merchants applaud and you raise both hands. You stand at the original glass sneaker counter carrying your own button. The former cashier steps close and you hug her beside the branded checkout pedestal. You watch a pilot guide the camera drone from the sneaker counter to the arena-wide checkout glow.